This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City.
Hello, I'm John Cullum, and this is my wife, Emily Franklin.
Emily Franklin, your wife,
And what?
we are going to do a post for my blog, M's Talkery.
All right, that's what we usually do.
And I have a very interesting subject. I want to know how you feel about applause. Do you work for applause? Is it important to you? Is there good applause, bad applause? What's your relationship to applause?
I don't think I think about applause as much as a lot of actors do. For instance, Marlene Dietrich used to she would do a false entrance, or she would take her applause and then wait to start off, and just before they stopped applauding, she'd come back on quickly so she'd get an extra round of applause.
You're talking about when the show is over.
Yes, yeah, at the curtain call.
Yeah.
And I've never been very. I hadn't focused on the applause per se, because, well, I can't tell the difference really in applause in a 99-seat house or a 2,000-seat house or even a 5,000-seat house.
So when is it good?
It's good when it means the show has been good. And
is it because of the sound of applause, the volume of the applause?
Well, if you have an uproarious kind of roar of applause, that's not something you're going to ignore or not be excited about. I don't mean to say I don't like applause. I like it, and there is a different quality of applause. You know that as a performer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'd hate to be in a situation where I didn't get any applause.
But is applause more important than laughs?
Well, I get a great deal of pleasure out of laughs.
Oh, you said something funny. You said when you were working on playing in Detroit, the show that you were in.
Yes.
That they tried to stop you from getting laughs at the end of the play.
Well, I was at the end of the play. That was I was practically the end of the play in that one. It was a very short time, so I resented the fact that the one really good laugh line I had was one where they wanted it to be very tender, and it was.
What was the line? You remember it?
Yes, of course I do.
Dig in, and tell us.
Well, it's I come back to these people whose house has been burnt down, and they try to say that the people who burnt the house down were not bad people, and I say, and she says, we liked them, and I go over to her and I say, ma'am, they burnt your house down. Well, that was such a wonderful, obvious laugh line that it just killed me when they said, can you make that real tender? And
let me hear it tender.
It would be, ma'am, they burnt your house down.
Oh, that's good. John, Cullum, you should be an actor.
Yeah, well, you should be a director. That's what the director said. Oh, that's really good. I hated to lose that laugh.
Anyway, so you don't work for laughs, really.
No. Well, I do work for laughs.
But what about applause? What's more important, applause or laughs?
Well, to me, it's now that you ask me, we're not talking about the curtain call.
No.
If you get applause in the middle of a show, that's what's called a showstopper.
You like that?
Well, that you can't ignore. I mean, that is you really feel good about that if you stop the show. And but I hone and work on lines over and over in order to get the laughs. Now, Richard Burton, you always thought he used.
He told me he wanted the laughs.
Yeah, well, I know Richard pretty damn well, and I could tell that if you ever told him where a laugh was, in a show, he would kill the laugh deliberately. He never would do it. He would never go for a laugh again.
Are you like that?
No, I'm just the opposite.
So sum it up, because it's time for us to end this discussion.
Well, let me put it this way. Laughs and applause should not dominate your feeling about performing. But my goodness, they are a lot of pleasure.
All right, John Cullum, I think I will hire you for the next big show that I do as a producer.
Okay, maybe you'll write one. We'll see you next time. So long.
This is AI.R. See you next week.